All right, E-King Fight News, you know what it is. Let's talk about the politics of boxing. As you all know, unlike other sports, there is a heavy influence on, you know, the behind the curtain politics in terms of what goes on between networks and promoters that eventually end up affecting the fighters and whether which fights get made and how they get made. And this is the straw that broke the camel's back between HBO and Bob Arum. In case you didn't know, it was HBO's choice not to televise Manny Pacquiao versus Jeff Horn in Australia. They did not see Jeff Horn as a worthy opponent for the HBO airwaves, but they have no problem putting on Vyacheslav Shabransky versus Sergey Kovalev. They have no problem with that, but they didn't want to have Pacquiao versus Horn. So guess what? Arum said "fuck you," as he would say to any other fucking person, and say, you know what? I'm gonna make a deal with ESPN. You guys don't get our fighters anymore, and now HBO is in a world of trouble as their stable is dwindling. They're depending on fucking Eddie Hearn now to bring over to sign some fighters and bring them over to the network. Bob Arum now is going in on Peter Nelson once again, calling him an amateur, and even giving credit to Espinoza, saying Steven Espinoza at Showtime is much more competent of a executive of boxing compared to HBO's Peter Nelson, who is incompetent, who is an amateur, who doesn't know his head from his ass. Essentially, Bob Arum has completely had enough with HBO, this is the network that has backed Bob Arum for years and years and years, and even Bob Arum's had enough with their shit, and it's incredible because they've lost some of their most favored fighters. Jim Lampley's number one pound for pound guy, they've lost. Terrence Crawford, Jim Lampley's number 2 pound for pound guy, they've lost. Which is your boy, High Tech Lomachenko. So, Jim Lampley, who was his number 3? Canelo Alvarez. Oh, at least they have him. Or was it Triple G? Yeah, they have Canelo Triple G. That was his number 3 and number 4. And his number 5 was Anthony Joshua, which they get to air Joshua's replays. So that's where HBO is at. If you look, oh my goodness! Not only that, but this is what really irks Bob Arum the most, is the fact that HBO has the audacity to put on Orlando Salido versus Miguel Roman or some guy Roman on HBO, regular HBO, on the same night as Guillermo El Chacal Rigondeaux versus Vasily Lomachenko. HBO doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. If HBO should know by now that is the biggest fight in boxing. As of right now, there is no bigger fight than Guillermo El Chacal Rigondeaux versus High Tech Lomachenko. And for them to put on Orlando fucking Salido as a head-to-head fight, and it's a solid fight. It should be on After Dark. That should be on HBO After Dark sometime in January. Or it could close out the end of the year. Or it could, it could be, it could be December 1st, whatever, the first fucking weekend of December. But what the fuck is it doing on the same night as Guillermo Rigondeaux versus Vasyl Lomachenko? What kind of... I have no idea, but they don't know what the fuck they're doing over there. Man, some of us over here covering boxing online would do a heck of a better job than this fucking guy, Peter Nelson. And it's just to be honest, man. This is just to be honest, man. So, Bob Arum ripping HBO is no surprise to me because I told you guys after looking at their boxing schedule, which was dismal, and they did enough to add, it's like they did all their last minute work because they were too busy cutting the budget instead of making fucking fights. They were too busy taking money away from the fighters than putting it in their pockets. And they were too busy, taking their money and say, oh, this is Canelo's money. Oh, this is the money for Triple G fight. Fucking idiots, man. Fucking idiots. It's so, this HBO was the flagship network in terms of, highlighting the sport of boxing. It was the network known for boxing. And look at how far they've fallen. They are in the shitter right now. This is a sinking ship. Who knows how long this is gonna last for? I can't believe how far they've succumbed themselves to this Eastern European craze that they've totally fucked themselves and their boxing coverage. They fucked themselves. The number one fighter, pound for pound, they don't even have. They used to have him, but they told Bob Arum to fuck off when it come to Manny Pacquiao, so Bob Arum said, fuck you too. And that's what happened. Plain and simple, HBO fucked themselves. And now now they gotta fucking kiss Kathy Duva's ass? Are you serious? Get this dude the fuck out of here, man. Get this dude the fuck out. You can't fight these, man.